Namaskar, everyone. So welcome to Sunday morning. Always a joy to see you. Let's come into that sacred space of being where we can feel the divine love within us and the peace of the inner space. Can we do that? We have the power to detach from thoughts and come into the silence of being. We have the power to open our hearts and let that infinite love within us flow in and through us. We have that power. Don't relinquish it. Don't give it up. As an ego, you have the power. As an embodied being, you have this power. You have the power of the ego, the I. And it's extremely important to align that I or ego to the self, to that infinite part of you that we call the self, infinite self. When you align the ego to that infinite self, you feel empowered as an ego, empowered in the divine. And that is the best place to be. You have the power. You have the power. You have the power to stave off the thoughts, to watch them and not get involved. You have the power. You have the power to stay silent, even though everyone wants to draw you into conversation. You have the power to stay silent, lovingly silent, peacefully silent. Detached, silent. What awesome power we have. If only we can remember it, if we can only know it, and if we can only realize it. As we chant this morning, know it's an exercise in energy. It's a sadhana of focus, of centering, and of remembering the power that can guide us back home. The Guru power, Guru Tattva. It's beautifully expressed in the Guru Gita, the song of the Guru. So we begin our session today with the chanting of Om Guru. And Om Guru is an extremely powerful mantra of invoking that Guru principle inside of us. Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Guru. So let's begin our chanting with that Om Guru. And then we say such Ananda Guru, that your own inner self has the power of Guru. The Guru principle. If only it can be awakened in you. So that awakening, that spiritual awakening, is extremely necessary on the path. Because if you're not awakened, you don't see it. So awakening is extremely important. And that's why we sit together, so that the awakening can happen in the field. So let's begin our session today with the chanting of Om Guru. Om Namah Parvati Pataye Hara 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 Mahadev. We chant this because Shiva, according to the legend, is the author of the Guru Gita. He speaks the Guru Gita to us. And so we honor him. Om Namah Parvati Pataye, that's the spouse or the spouse of the Parvati, which is the Shakti. Hara Hara, the ones who take away all the impurities, the tamas. Hara Hara Mahadev, great God. That's what we just did. And so we chant now. Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Satchidananda Guru Om Guru Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Muktananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Muktananda Sadguru Om Guru 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 Namo Stvanantaya Sahasra Murtaye Sahasrapada Shishirorubhave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadarine Namaha Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murte Neshprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Jijase Nityanandaya Gurave Shishya Samsara Harine Bhakta Kare Kadehaya Namaste Chit Sadatmane Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahe Tejas Vinapadhi Tamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahe Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Gurubhyo Gurupadukabhyo Nama Parebhya Parapadukabhya Acharya Siddhe Swarapadukabhyo Namo Namastri Gurupadukabhya Inkar Rimkar Rahasya Yukta Simkar Gudhar Tamaha Vibhutya Omkar Marma Pratipadinibhya Namo Namastri Gurupadukabhya Hotragni Hautra Nihavesha Hotru Homadi Sarva Kritabhasamanam Yadbrahma Tadbo Bhavitarinibhyam Namo Namastri Gurupadukabhyam Kamadi Sarpa Vrajagarudabhyam Vivek Vairag Yanidhi Pradabhyam Burha Pradabhyam Dhrutamokshadabhyam Namo Namastri Gurupadukabhyam Ananta Samsara Samudratara Naukaitabhyam Stira Bhaktidabhyam Jadyabhi Samsho Shanavadavabhyam Namo Namastri Gurupadukabhyam Om Shanti 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 Om Asya Tri Guru Gita Stotra Mantrasya Bhagavan Sada Shivarshi Aham Bijam Sah Shakti Kram Kilakam Tri Guru Prasad Siddhyarte Jape Viniyoga Tadyatam Padashambhavam Tu Charanam Deepan Puragrahinam Pratyakshakshar Vigraham Gurupadam Vyayad Bhimam Shashvatam Sutta Vacha Kailas Shikhare Ramye Bhakti Sandhananayakam Pranamya पार्वती भक्त्या शङ्करं पर्यप्रीक्षत प्रेदेवी उवाच ॐ नमो देवदेवेश परात्पर जगद्गुरो सदाशिव महादेवा गुरुदीक्षां प्रदेहि मे केन मार्गेण भो स्वामिन् देहि ब्रह्ममयो भवे त्वं कृपां कुरु मे स्वामिन् नमामि चरणौ तव ईश्वर उवाच मम रूपासि देवी त्वं त्वत्प्रीत्यर्थं वदाम्यहम् दुर्लभं त्रिषु लोकेषु तच्छृणुष्व वदाम्यहम् ब्रह्मणान्य सत्यं सत्यं वेदशास्त्रपुराणानि इतिहासादिकानि च शैव शाक्तागमादीनि अन्यानि विविधानि च यज्ञव्रतं तपोदानं जपस्तीर्थं तथैव च कुरु तत्त्वम् अविज्ञाय मूढास्ते गुरुर्भूयात्मनो नान्य सत्यं सत्यं न संशयः कलाप्रतम् गुढ़ विद्या जगन्माया देहे च ज्ञान संभवा उदयो यत् प्रकाशेन गुरुमूर्तिं स्मरे नित्यं गुरुनाम सदा जपे गुरुराज्ञं प्रकुर्वीता अनन्या चिन्तयन्तो मां सुलभं परमं पदम् गुकारस्त्वन्धकारश्च ऋकारस्तेजौ उच्यते ब्रह्मा गुरुरेव न संशयः गुकार प्रथमो वर्ण मायादिगुणभास्करः ऋकारो गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर् गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव हेतवे जगतामेव संसारानवसेतवे प्रभवे अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया यत्सदिन जगत्सत्यं यत्प्रकाशेन भाति तत् यस्य स्थित्या सत्यमिदं यद्भाति भानुरूपतः येन चेतायते इदं चित्तं चेतायते नयम् यस्य ज्ञानादिदं विश्वं न त्रिशम्भेन भैरतः यस्यामतं तस्य मतं मतं यस्य न वैरसः यस्य कारणरूपस्य कार्यरूपेण भाति यत् नानारूपमिदं सर्वं केनाप्यस्ति भेनता Gukaram cha gunatitam Gukaram rupa varjitam Atrinetrah sarva sakshi Chaturbahurachyutah Ayamaya Anjalirabadho Dayasagara Vridaye Guru Paramam Rupam Viveka Chakshusumritam Abhyaiste Sakale Sudirgamanile Vyadhi Prade Dushkare Pranayama Shatera Neka Karne Dukhatma Kardurjaye Swadesika Shaiva Sharira Chintanam Bhavedanantasya Shivasya Chintanam Yasmad Anugraham Ladva Mahadagyanam Mutrajay Akathari Trek Abje Sahasradala Mandale Sakala Bhuvan Strishte Kalpita Shesha Pushter Nikhalane Gama Drishte Sampadam Vyarta Drishte Sakala Bhuvana Ranga Stapana Stamba Yashte Sakaruna Rasa Vrishte Tatmala Samashte Sakala Samaya Srishte Agni Shuddha Samam Tat Jwala Parichakadhiya Tare Jati Tanai Jati Gure Tatsamipake Ajoham Ajaroham Cha Anadini Anaswayam Apurvanam Param Nityam Swayam Jyotir Naramayam Mananam Yad Bhavam Karya Tadvadami Mahamate Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Yasya Smarana Matrena Jnanam Utpajate Swayam Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Avaram Jangamam Chaiva Tatha Chaiva Characharam Jnana Shakti Samarudha Tattvamala Vibhushita अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त सर्व कर्म विदाहिने न गुरोरधिकं तत्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथो न गुरु श्री जगद्गुरो ध्यान मूलम गुरु मूर्ति पूजा मूलम गुरु पदम ध्यानम त्रिनो महादेवी सर्वानंद प्रदायकम श्रीमत् परब्रह्म गुरुं स्मरामि श्रीमत् परब्रह्म गुरुं वदामि ब्रह्मानंदं परम सुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनम् आनन्दमानन्दकरं प्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधयुक्तम् यस्मिन् सृष्टि स्थिति ध्वंस निग्रहानुग्रहात्मकम् गुरुदर्शित मार्गेण मनःशुद्धिं तु कारये ज्ञेयं सर्वस्वरूपं च ज्ञानं च मन उच्यते ओंकारेण न वक्तव्यं प्रज्ञशिष्यैककञ्चन गुरुरग्रे मुनिभिः पनगैवापि सुरे वा शापितो यदि कालमृत्यु मंत्रराजमिदं देवी गुरुरित्यक्षराद्वयम् नित्यं ब्रह्म निराकारं निर्गुणं बोधयेत् परम् गुरुकृपा प्रसादेन आत्मरामं निरीक्षये अनेन गुरुमार्गेण आब्रह्मस्तम्भपर्यन्तं परमात्मस्वरूपकम् वन्देऽहं सच्चिदानन्दं हेरतितं सदा गुरुम् परात्परात्तरं ध्येयं नित्यमानन्दकारकम् स्फटिकप्रतिमरूपं दृश्यते दर्पणे यथा अंगुष्ठमात्रपुरुषं ध्यायत चिन्मयं हृदये अगोचरं तथा गम्यं नामरूपविवर्जितम् यथा गंधः स्वभावेन कर्पूरा कुसुमारिषु स्वयं तथा विदो भूत्वा स्थातव्यं यत्र कुत्रचित् गुरु ध्यानं तथा कृत्वा स्वयं ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् पिंडे पदे त्रि पार्वती उवाच पिंडं किं तु महादेव पदं किं समुदाहृतम् त्रि महादेव उवाच पिंडं कुंडलिनी शक्ति पदं हंसामुदाहृतम् पिंडे मुक्ता पदे मुक्ता रूपे मुक्ता वरानने स्वयं सर्वमयो भूत्वा परम तत्वं विलोकये लब्धं वा धनलब्धं वा स्वल्पं वा बहुलं तथा सर्वज्ञ परमित्याहुर्देहि सर्वमयो बुद्धः यत्रैव तिष्ठति सोऽपि सदेश पुण्यभाजनम् अनेन यद् भवेत् कार्यं तद्वदामि महामते लौकिकात् कर्मणो यान्ति ज्ञानहीनः भवर्णवम् इदं तु भक्तिभावेन वर्तते त्रिनुते यदि गुरुगीतात्मकं देवी शुद्धतत्त्वं मयोदितम् गुरुगीताश्रयकं तु मन्त्रराजममं जपे अनन्तफलमाप्नोति गुरुगीता जपेन तु कालमृत्युभयहरं सर्वसङ्कटनाशनम् महाव्याधिहरं सर्वं विभूतिसिद्धिदं भवेत् मोहनं सर्वभूतानां बन्धमोक्षकरं भवेत् असिद्धं साधयेत् कार्यं नवग्रहभयापहम् सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं धर्मता काममोक्षदम् कामितस्य कामधेनु कल्पना कल्पपारपः मोक्षहेतुर्जपे नित्यं मोक्षत्रयमवाप्नुयात् अथ काम्ये जपे स्थानं कथयामि वरानने Shakti Devalaye Gushte Sarva Devalaye Shubhe Pavitra Nirmale Sthane Nityanushthana Topiva Samsara Malana Shartham Bhava Pashana Vritaye Sayevacha Guru Sakshat Sada Sabrahma Vitama Sarva Shuddha Pavitrausa Svabhavariyatra Tishtati Samudra Chayatatoyam Kshiram Grite Gritam Tathaiva Jnani Jivatma Paramatmani Liyate Evam Vidho Mahamukta Sarvada Vartate Buddha Sarva Sande Harahita Mukto Bhavati Parvati Anena Pranina Sarve Guru Gita Japenu Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam Dharmyam Sankyam Ayodatam Mata Dhanya Pita Dhanya Dhanya Vamshakulam Tatha Japena Jamapnati Chananta Palamapnuya Japam Hina Sanam Kurvan Hina Karma Palapradam Japan Jamavapnoti Marane Muktidayakam Attiva Bhagavachitaya Tradha Bhakti Utaya Samsara Sagara Samudharanaikam Mantram Brahmani Deva Mune Pujata Siddh Mantram Te Sri Skanda Purane Uttarakhande Ishvara Parvati Samvade Guru Gita Samapta Sri Gurudeva Charanara Pranamastu Durjana Sajano Bhuya Sajana Shantima Apnuya Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Yayena Marge Namahi Mahisha Gaubrahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhina Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjaniya Prithvi Shyatya Shalini सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गानि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु सर्वत्र नन्दतु स्वस्ति मातृता पितॄनस्तु स्वस्ति गोभ्यो जगते पुरुषेभ्यः विश्वं सुभूतं सुविधात्रं नमस्तु योगेप दृश्येमसूर्यम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करूं गुरु वर के आरती जय गुरुदेव अमल विनाशी ज्ञान रूप अंतर के वासी पग पग पर देते प्रकाश जैसे किरण दिन कर की जब से शरण तुम्हारे आए अमृत से मीठे फल पाए शरण तुम्हारे क्या है छाया कल्प वृक्ष तरु पर की ब्रह्म ज्ञान के पूर्ण प्रकाशक योग ज्ञान के अतल प्रवर्तक Jaya Guru Charana Saroj Metade Vyatha Hamare Urake Arate Karu Guru Barake Arate Karu Guru Sadguru Ki Pyare Guru Barake अंधकार से हमें निकाला दिखलाया है अमर उजाला कब से जाने छान रहे थे खाक सुनो डर डर की आरती करूं गुरु बर के संशयमिता विवेक कराय भवसागर से पार लगाया अमर प्रदीप जला कर कर दे निशा दूर सतन की वेदों बीच अभेद बताया गमन विमुक्त कराया धन्य हुए हम पाकर धारा ब्रह्म ज्ञान निर्झर की करो कृपा सद्गुरु जगतारण सतपथ दर्शक भ्रांति निवारण जय हो नित्य ज्योति दिखलाने वाले लीला घर की आरती करूं गुरुवर के। नित्यानंद सद्गुरुदाता शक्तिपात के दिव्य प्रदाता। करके वास गणेश पुरे भवबारले जन के आरती। आरती करूं सदगुरु की करूं, सदगुरु की प्यारे गुरु पर की आरती करूं गुरु वर के। ओम चैतन्यम शाश्वतम शांतम व्योमातीतम निरंजनम नाद बिंदु फलातीतम तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री। Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Vinath Narayana Vasudeva. Hina Narayana Vasudeva. Hina Narayana Vasudeva. Hinath Narayana Vasudeva. Hinath Narayana Vasudeva. Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Oh, hey, Narayana Vasudeva. Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, hey Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, hey Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We begin our meditation today. Let us take our attention inward. In the awareness that the divine, in all its glory, is within us. The divine in all its glory is within us. How do we get there? Follow the life breath, where life comes from. Follow the prana. Give attention to your breathing. Give attention to that life breath. Without a breath, there is no life in the body. Give attention to the life breath. It's driven by prana and apana, energy currents. In breath, prana, out breath, apana. No tension in the breath. Open the body to free breathing. Is your stomach constricted? Give attention. Let the stomach go. Take all tensions from there away. Is the chest relaxed? Are the shoulders open to breathe? Remember, you have lobes in the lungs. When you open the belly, you open up the lower lobes. When you open up the rib cage, you open up the middle lobes. When you open up the shoulders, you open up the top lobes. Just allow the breath to flow freely and fully in the body as the body would like it. Don't constrain that breathing with your mind and your emotion. Let go. Free flowing breath. Rhythmic breath. No jerkiness in the breath. Rhythmic breathing. Furthermore, pause at the end of the in-breath because the prana is still moving. And pause at the end of the out-breath because the apana is still moving. Until you can feel prana, apana in balance. Not just in-breath and out-breath, but prana and apana in balance. And right within, as you open up to the silence, is your higher self, your God self. This simple breathing exercise nourishes the brain, energizes the nervous system, revitalizes the body, takes away stress, and brings you into the meditative awareness. This simple breathing exercise done with awareness. Do you feel the joyfulness of being as you do this? Do you feel that you're working the life breath? Do you feel that you're communicating with the life within you? The source of life? Where does the prana come from? From your God nature. That's beautiful. Peaceful mind, loving heart, moving pranas rhythmically. Now focus along the chakra column as you breathe. Because as you open up the body to breathing, you're focused on the whole torso and the spinal column from the root right up to the brainstem. That column is a column of light, the spinal column. Connecting chakras together. Give awareness to the energy of chakras. The heart energy is love. The gut energy is associated with fire, vitality. The sacral chakra, the water element. It's in the water area. The root chakra is associated with the earth element, grounds your feet to the earth. The heart chakra to the air element. to flow, and the throat chakra to space element, to hearing, and to the silence. You're meeting with the divine. It's beautiful. Can you stay there steadily, centered in the divine? Do you feel that she's guiding you, the Shakti? Do you feel she's moving the breath for you, helping you to bring the breath into rhythm? Is she helping you to keep the mind peaceful? Is she helping you to open the heart? Is she nourishing your body through the pranas? When you can feel that, when you can become aware of that, meditation becomes a joy of you and her, in communion, in connection, in flow. Now take that with you inside, with me. And if you want to further divinize this connection, you could bring a mantra as you move the breath. Into your mind, let it vibrate in the mental space. Now stay with me in the silence. Let's do this together. Now bring your attention back to the body, the gross body. And open up the lungs once again to oxygen. Bring more air into the lungs. Breathing out and breathing in. Joyfully, as the body would have it. What you're doing is preparing the body for activity, the mind for thinking in the brain, nervous system revitalized, nourishing the powers of action, moving, grasping, speaking, urinary action, excretory action, bowel action. You're just waking up the senses. Reverse breathing up the gut. As you breathe into the gut, firm up the abdominal area. You can actually channel prana to every cell, to every organ in the waking up process, revitalizing process. The chakra breathing. And now we do the Om sound. Hopefully your body is revitalized, ready for action, ready for good vocal control. And let the Om vibrate through the body. Ah-Om-Ah. Ah-Om. So we use the nose to breathe out and breathe in. And now we do our affirmative prayers. We affirm our intention for this day, centering prayer. I center my consciousness, my ego mind, in the source of my being, the God within me, the power of the universe within me, that source of infinite peace, love, goodness, wisdom, and vitality. I stay centered there with my intention, that my every thought in this day, my every word, my every action be a source of light and a blessing to my world. I give thanks for all the blessings I've received from my gracious universe. And I pray to stay aligned to divine will. Om Shanti, peace. Shanti, peace. Shanti, peace. Welcome to Sunday, everyone. Just a little reminder of my story, my personal story, life story. At the age of 20, a revolution happened within me. I lost all interest in the outer world. Academic pursuit, money, materialistic life, I lost everything. Didn't have any glamour for me. It just, overnight this happened. I changed my job from working in the industry, oil industry, to teaching. I wanted to be with children. I focused only on spirituality, reading all the books that I could read. Because at 15, I was fascinated by spirituality and spiritual thinking. Seeing it more in a metaphysical way, the powers of spirituality, the hidden potential of spirituality. I saw it more like a science, metaphysical science. But at 20, when I lost it, I began to realize that I couldn't control my mind, and that was difficult for me to realize. That I couldn't feel love. Suddenly I lost the sweetness of childhood, youth, the passion of youth. I just lost it. And I felt totally disconnected from the universe in terms of God. I believed in the power of the universe, but I felt disconnected. So that was my goal. How do I come back connected to this universe? How do I feel in sync with the universe? How do I meet with this God within me, or God around me? How do I meet with this God? And how can my heart be full of love in every moment and for everything? How can I live in love? And how can I control this restless mind? Those were my goals. So as you can imagine, I moved away from society. All these were sugarcane fields. I used to walk on evenings here, sit down in the hills, looking at the sea and the sunset, pondering life. No houses like you can see now like this. So many. So I retreated from life. Life was too overwhelming. And then the only thing I could think of is finding a guru in India. Nowhere else. I couldn't find any teacher in Trinidad, though people wanted to be my teacher. I saw through them very quickly. I wanted a real teacher, someone who can tell me that they made the journey, and someone who I can feel that they made the journey. And so that became important to me. So at 21, I was able to amass the money that I needed, and I left for India. Can you imagine? My bag was like this. A blanket, towel, 3 suits of clothes. One to wear, one dry and clean and nice, and one would be washed. That was my trip to India. If I was sleeping in a train station, I'd have the bag below my head, and I would sleep. I'd put my piece of blanket and sleep on the floor when I needed to. That's how I lived. My goal was not to come back. No, my goal was not to come back to Trinidad. I decided I would live in India somewhere, in the seclusion of an ashram, because I had this secluded mind. But the way life turned out, it was totally different. After spiritual awakening in India, and I felt this Kundalini Shakti moving within me, and she wouldn't stop. I found God within me. And she opened up my heart, of all things. Passion returned. Within 1 month of being in India, passion returned. And I found a guiding power within me in this Kundalini Shakti. So the outer guru was inconsequential. What was more important was this inner power, but I had great respect for the guru in whose ashram I was awakened. I started to read up about this guru. I had no intention to get involved in Kundalini. I thought it was a dangerous thing. But Kundalini happened to me. I was confused in the beginning because this was totally strange. But when I began to realize what happened, I read a book called Devatma Shakti, and that instructed me. And the autobiography of Swami Muktanand. Those two books instructed me. But I was a different person. A week in this ashram, I wrote to my family in Trinidad. Happily. I still have the postcard that I wrote back in 1975, saying that I found what I was looking for. But what was revealing or instructive was this. The same world that I shunned became alive to me. I began to enjoy, savor everything in the ashram, from pulling grass, cleaning toilets, washing pots in the kitchen. Everything became a joy. I was not tired like before, frustrated, alone. No, a whole new energy was surging through my body. And this energy stayed with me everywhere I traveled, because then I got a little bit of the travel instinct. That let me go in India and look for more ashrams like this, if they could exist. And perhaps I might meet a master who is resident, because the master of this ashram, where I was awakened, was in the United States. I made an effort. Someone was trying to help me to go there, but I come from a poor country. I'm sure the US didn't want me there. So I stayed put in India. I traveled through India. And I felt this awakened power with me through India. And wherever I go where the vibration was strong, it felt just like I was in a temple in Ganeshpuri, in Bombay. And people became interesting to me, all the characters I meet on the journey. Suddenly, I could feel that the world has become a place of sadhana. Not only the ashram in India, but I needed the ashram for that revitalizing, that sadhana, where I could move away from everything. I still needed the ashram, but the world became different to me. I began to see God in the world. And I began to feel that the temple is not the only place of the divinity, but the whole world. And I began to see relationships differently. That's why the joy of service returned to me so powerfully. So the question here is that should we move away from the world in sadhana? Or should we recognize that God is in the world and the world can become an exciting place of sadhana? Why exciting? Because the whole orchestration of the karmic play, all the relationships, all the events, the place we were born, the time we were born, the planetary influences, the whole orchestration of the karmic play has purpose. So if you can decode the karmic play, if you can see why I am where I am, and begin to use that as a part of sadhana, sadhana can become exciting. And what is more exciting, because I found that in doing that, and in meeting with my universe like that, I was meeting with God. I trusted the universe. I trusted the power within me to help me navigate. And I saw how she guided me to all the right people, all the right places, all the right events at the right times. So the world became an exciting place of sadhana, and I learned from every experience. I learned from every person I met, every person, no one to be excluded. I was no realized being. I didn't realize my complete self. But this I knew. The world came alive. Sadhana was in the world. I couldn't contain myself to a temple anymore. So though I went to stay in India indefinitely, 4 months after, I was coming back to Trinidad. Not that I was enlightened. Not that I was totally happy and steady. No. But I found this joy in my soul. And I found that I had tools to manage my mind and to open my heart and to love the world and to love everything that I did. So I came back into responsibility in Trinidad. I got involved in my job, but my job was different. I saw all the relationships that were existing in my sphere, and I took the responsibility of bringing light to all of them. I transformed my home. I changed my home into a kind of mini ashram. And it was tremendous joy. And I became a center for the Guru's ashram. But 2 years after I was back in India for training, well, the center started after that. So I was trained in this Siddha Yoga. But when I came back, but that was a fascinating time in India, because then Baba Muktananda was there. So it was fascinating. And then that's a whole other story of my relationship with him, because Kundalini was my guide, not a human person. So I had to close my eyes in his presence and go inside of me and connect with that power, and then I could appreciate who he was. Not in the human sense, but in the divine sense. And that was my joy. I found what could guide me, the Kundalini through him. And of course, that was a kind of impactful meeting with him, more than I expected. And about 7 months after, I was forced into seclusion by this energy. And of course, you know the story of 40 days. After that, I was a whole different person. Now, what I saw in the universe, and I saw the God in the universe, no, this was different. This was another step. I began to feel the energy of everything. The energy of people's intentions. I could feel that I'm existing inside of them. When I came out of this 40 days and got involved in things, the plant was no longer a plant. This was life reaching out from the ground. Everything I saw was different. Every space that I walk into, I could feel all the energies of the space. Suddenly my whole being is heightened awareness to energy. And then, oh my God, I wanted to stay focused in my head all the time because it was so sweet to be in the head. But I felt my body was like don't want to say lifeless, but more disempowered, because only in my head, this sweetness in my head. So I thought, oh my God, how am I going to live? I'm going to have to stay in this state continuously because the upper chakras are there and they're so sweet in the brain. It took me months because I thought, oh, this is not the way to live. No. Am I going to just stay with this sweetness in my head continuously? No, I need to work. I always love financial independence. I don't want to depend on anybody. So it took me months before I could realize that I could channel this energy and not just keep it in my head, into all the things that I do. So I started channeling the energy into my body. And that was a whole new revelation, because I could revitalize my body through the energy. And then I got back involved in the working world. And as the divine would have it, I got a scholarship to the university, and that's where I did my engineering degree through the scholarship. And my whole world opened up. My whole world opened up. God was everywhere in my world. The world became an ashram, and the Guru was everywhere. The Guru was the universe. Let me silence this. It was just fascinating. I went to the university not because I wanted to get a degree. I just wanted to test my mind to accomplish, to do the best that I can with this new power that I had. And in the workplace, wow. I just wanted to bring people together. I just wanted to bring spirituality into the workplace. And having this awareness of energy and this power to channel energy into everything that I do. Meetings were beautiful. My work was beautiful. I was fully present to the moment. I was fully present to everybody. And I could energize myself even in the workplace. So now I went back into industry. I became industry. So I'm in a whole complex of very dynamic activity. And I work in a steel plant, which is highly automated, so it was really very active. But it was a joy. It was a joy. Life became a joy. And to this day, that's how life is. Yeah, and to this day, that's how life is. I experience the world so differently, and so this ashram cannot contain me. The world is my ashram. The world is my family. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The world is my family. The Guru is the universe. I see life differently. I honor all the masters. I could see the one power in all of them. So should we run away from the world? No, we should retreat when we need to. But ultimately, we need to realize that the whole world is divine. That the Guru is everywhere. More importantly, inside of us. And we should make the world our place of sadhana. I wish I could sit here and tell you more because I am passionate about it. But I simply wanted to inspire you not to move away from world and relationship and duty and responsibilities. No. See the divine play, see the karmic play, honor the relationships, and use them to lift yourself. Use them to evolve in consciousness. And sadhana will become a joy. The world will become an adventure. and life will become, what should I say? A way of adventure to freedom, an adventure to freedom. So I want to wish all of you a happy Sunday, everyone, wherever you are. Always a joy to speak to you. And before I go, I'd just like to say that we have a retreat that's happening in Holland. And I'm going to be virtually present there. And but it's an exciting retreat, and I hope that as many people who will come to that retreat or attend that retreat as possible should. It promises to be exciting, and I'm going to be as present as much as I can be available. So I'm going to ask Bhaktanji to just, he's here, the leader of Holland, and I'm going to ask him to say a few words on the upcoming retreat. Yeah? Just a second, a microphone is coming. Yeah, come in front of the camera. Come. Yeah.
There. Namaskar Guruji. Namaskar everyone here in the hall and virtually on the internet. Namaskar. And first of all, I'd like to say how glad I am to be back here in the ashram, in this welcoming space from all of you. And this space, Guruji, it's marvelous. We're here for a special reason, because Rudrani and I and Deepa, we're here, all the three of us. And as a matter of saying, we are handing over our dear Deepa to Guruji. She's going to stay here for 2 months. And we'll be staying, Rudrani and me, for 10 days. But as I said, it's so wonderful to be back. And Guruji shared his story, and I can listen to it, well, forever, 1,000 times. Guruji says you have to catch it, and we have to be ready, we have to be open, we have to make ourselves ready, that's the work. And I so much want to catch it. And I was also looking back when I met Guruji in '99 at Ed's place. It was called Ed that time.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, yeah. And you know, I never wanted anything to do with gurus and all this stuff, but having met Ed Vyas, and he invited me because we became friends. When Guru was invited to Holland, first time I saw Guruji, my way of saying is, for the first time in my life, I see someone who is himself. That's what I want. I want to be myself. I didn't know what it meant, but it just resonated, and since then, I keep coming back. I keep doing the work. Guruji is my man. He is my example, forever, and perhaps many lifetimes before. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and I don't want to make it too long, but still, you know, I had so many beautiful experiences with Guruji. First time we met, and there would never have been a child without Guruji. That's so amazing. And perhaps many of you know that we had another child before Deepa that we had to let go, and really with Guruji, with his support, with his presence, it was a miracle. It was a beautiful experience. And then Deepa came, of course. And we experienced so many things. We went to India, we had France, everything. And now we're back in Holland and coming to what Guruji asked me we have this retreat in Holland that Guruji initiated, and he asked Madhavi to be physically there to lead the retreat, but really Guruji is so much present in the preparation, and he will be there, as he just said.
More than we can think.
More than we can think, and virtually you can. Of course, Guruji is virtually always there, but virtually means in our hearts, of course, in our minds, in our being, but also on Zoom. He would be very present on Zoom. So really, this is for people in Europe, especially a beautiful occasion to be there. So please come to the retreat. There are still a few vacancies. We have 50 people now, and so we can have 10 to 20 more. The more, the better. So please feel welcome. And to add to that, and to my experience, it's impossible to overestimate the importance of a Sadguru. And being here in Trinidad, on these premises, I must admit, before we came, I kind of missed the old ashram, I thought. Last time we were here was 2018. I missed the steps and yeah, really, I like to exercise. And the dining hall upstairs where Guruji would come by and rub your back and how are you doing? But since I arrived immediately, the space is so amazing. This hall here and everything is so beautiful and so powerful and so infused with the energy of the Sadguru, of Guruji. So as I just said, please come to Holland to the retreat. Don't forget, please come to this place. Of course, Guruji leads us to the Guru inside, but when we're not yet enlightened, be careful with the inner Guru, where the mind could be in trouble. So we need, at least I can speak for myself, I need the Guru. And the physical presence, it really makes a difference, a big difference for me. So, and this place is all made ready. Guruji is here for us. He made this ready for us, for all of us. And it's beautiful. So a call for many who are viewing, who are listening, wherever, this is the place to be. Guruji shared his story and he said, you have to do the work in the world, yes, but from time to time, Guruji mentioned also, you have to retreat. This is the place to be, to retreat. No better place. Thank you so much. And please, dear Blue Star friends, stay together, be the light, and let's make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhaktanji. Thank you. And just to say that to those of you who really enjoyed the Janmashtami night with us, that my plan is that once a month we'll have satsang, the chanting, the kirtan again, and I want to have it in a morning. So I'm thinking the first week of every month, the first Sunday, that instead of having the Guru Gita streamed, we'll have the satsang streamed. So usually that will be about 10 to 12, so that lunch can happen in the ashram, and the spaces can be open. Right, so that's something coming up, and then my intention is to have a facilitators retreat in December, those who can make it, and so that people can spend at least about 3 weeks with me in this setting, where I can train them. Those who are really interested in being a part of spreading the Blue Star message and becoming immersed in the light. I want those people who are really serious about wanting to be immersed in the light and to spread the Blue Star message, the future. And so it'd be nice, and why Trinidad? Because of the reason Bhaktan said, and also because of the projects we have here. The ashram has now expanded more, and also our eco project in the central Trinidad, that is opening up more. So I would love those who want to facilitate the teachings of the Blue Star and the way of Sri Vasudeva to come and join us in December. And of course, you can begin the new year, 2024, with us. That being said, I would love to have an international retreat for all those who can come for the 70th birthday celebration of this body. So that's next year. So I'm looking forward to an international retreat of the Blue Star. So put those in your calendar, and because I'm thinking of them, and we look forward to sending you more information as to this. The premises is going to be, again, even more upgraded, and the Brasso project as well. So we look forward to a whole new year that is leading up to my 70th year on this planet. So have a blessed day, everyone. Let's have an amazing year ahead, my 69th birth year. Continue to enjoy it with me. Namaskar, everyone. Have a blessed day.